What's going on, world? King Jack here. I'm the fighter with the personality. And today, I wanted to talk to y'all about abstinence and my take on religion. I figured I just put both subjects into one since they kind of sort of intertwine with each other. Okay, so the act of being religious is to follow in a higher power, a divine entity. And let's say, for example, the Christian belief, they believe that Jesus is the Son of God, rose from the dead on the third day, walked on water. We all heard the story. Basically, the belief is that he's the Son of God, and through him can you gain an everlasting afterlife despite your horrible acts on this planet, as long as you pray about it. That's just to generalize it. Same with Muslims. Muslims believe that Muhammad, Jesus, and I can't think of the other follower, were actually followers of God. And their practices are a lot different from the Christian belief. To the best of my knowledge, I don't think Muslims eat swine. They don't eat pig at all. I don't think they do. I don't have a problem with people who are religious. I just think that if you're going to be religious, be 100% religious. Like, follow it to a T. Don't do it 80% or don't do it 90%. Don't half-ass it, basically. If you're going to do it, do it. If you're going to follow every practice that each religion comes with, do it. Do it fully. Do it because you love it. Do it because you love the lifestyle. Don't do it because of societal pressure or the home you were brought up under. Those are not something that is going to always be there. Society always change. Hopefully, you don't want to always live with your mom or your dad or your family altogether. You want to eventually be out on your own. But, to each his own in that regard. I don't knock nobody who is trying to do it. I'm not saying be perfect in it, but don't say you about this life and you're not fully committed to it. Like, there's a lot of people who pretend to do this type of a thing, but like I said, that's just my opinion on it. Me, personally, I did attempt to live as a Christian, but I knew in my heart I couldn't do it. I couldn't be so overly kind to people in this world because people take kindness for weakness. They take your kind gestures for weakness. They take the natural nature, the naturally sweet and kind nature that people have on this planet for granted. You know how many times I've actually gave $1 to someone who was standing on the side of like maybe Family Dollar asking for $1? You know how many times I ran into kids talking about, hey man, let me get $1 so I can catch the bus stop. But the Christian thing to do is to, be nice to thy neighbor, and I'm not thy neighbor. I'm like, no. How did you get here? Where's your mom? No, going back to the kid. Where's your mom? Why are you here and not home? Why are you here and you're not in school? Because that was like the middle of the day. But that's another story. That's just my opinion on it in regards to religion. If you're gonna really do it, do that shit. Don't let no one tell you not to do that shit. But if you're gonna do it all the way. Don't be sneaking dick. Don't be, doing drugs on your free time. If you're Muslim, don't eat that pulled pork barbecue sandwich because that's pork. Don't be eating no ham. That's pork too. And please don't eat bacon because that's just skin. Come on now. That's how I look at it. Okay, now the reason I said it's intertwined with abstinence is because abstinence is something that has been pushed in society since the first century, really, dating all the way, like, I can't even tell you what the actual year of the first century is, but Christianity has pushed that ever since it's been introduced to the masses of the world. Abstinence is the physical act of restraining yourself from any type of sexual activity. Once again, if that's what you are truly doing, by all means, do that shit. Now, have that same energy after you get married. Have that same energy. Please have the same energy. The reason I say have that same energy, if you are abstaining from sex and you are going to date a man, whatever the case may be, you may date a woman or whatever, because people go both ways nowadays. But if you're going to actually, go through with that, do it 100%. Be abstinent 100%. And like I said, keep that same energy after you get married. Because once you get married, and this is purely hypothetical. I'm not saying like this is happening to anybody, but if it did, it sucks to be them. But if you're gonna do that and you get married and you finally do it and the guy don't know what he doing, the guy doesn't have a package, I guess, whatever. Let's say he's short stacking. Let's say he's short jabbing. Whatever, we're gonna call it for what it is. It's just hypothetical anyway. But let's say you married to a guy, the lady gets married to a guy, and he's working with a shrimp. Or he's working with chicken nugget, like Plaza said. What you gonna do then? You're gonna love him so much that it's just gonna work? I don't see it happening in today's society. I genuinely don't. And that's not to discourage anyone. That is to know the pros and cons of any form of action that you choose to do. If you're going to wait for sex, that's fine. Get to know someone for who they are. See if you can deal with everything about them, and one thing that is about them is their sexual experience. You can't ignore that. You can't just act like, okay, well, we're just gonna do this and not think about that. No, that's a part of who they are. You have to know someone fully. That's how I've always looked at it. And to know someone fully, know them in and out, you have to understand about, you have to understand their sex life. You have to understand their sexual experience, if there's any. That's just how I've always looked at it. When I was attempting to do the whole Christian thing, I was trying to, keep in mind, I said trying. I was trying to, do it right and, just hold back from sex. I'm looking at the camera when I said this. It didn't work, okay? It just didn't work. Like, the city that I was in, the influences that I've had growing up especially, it wasn't happening. And I'm not necessarily upset with that. Sex is great, especially when, you know what you're doing, and that's beside the point. Going back to the subject, if you are abstinent, and you truly are abstinent, that means you're going to accept who this person is for who they are, top to bottom, head to toe, dickhead to scrotum. You have to accept them from who they are. And the same thing on the other side. Ladies, if you actually meet a man who is attempting this type of a life, you have to accept them from who they are. But if they don't want to give you none, that don't mean go get some from someone else. I'm not saying that happened to me, just, touching on both sides of the gender side. But abstinence in today's society, it's rare. I'm not saying it's impossible, but from all that I've seen, it does not last long. It really doesn't. If you're going to try abstinence in this day and age, you pretty much have to isolate yourself from society, because society is preaching sex or sexually market things at an all-time high. You can't not go on social media anywhere and not see sex or something sexually derivative. Not to knock this lady, but Megan Thee Stallion, one of her hit songs is called Big Old Freak. We all know what that's about. Oh, nice song, by the way. But going back to the topic, abstinence, to me, this is my personal opinion, it's flawed. Because if you are with someone for who they are, you have to be with them for all aspects of who they are. Their mentality, their sexually orientation, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You have to be with them on all bases. You have to know about them on all bases. You have to be willing to do whatever, you know. And if you're not willing to do so, just leave the person alone. Me personally, I've always thought if someone was trying to preach abstinence to me, this isn't taking a dig at nobody, because I told someone that this video was inspired by them, which it is, but I don't want them to feel like I'm bashing them for it, but just letting that be known. But if someone told me that they were doing abstinence, but they were attempting, to practice abstinence, the act of sexually withdrawing yourself, I immediately think they just don't want to have sex with me. Now, this doesn't hurt my feelings, like, if I wanted something bad enough, I'll make something work, but I just felt like they didn't want to do it with me, specifically. It's just what it is. And that doesn't hurt, like I said, it doesn't hurt my feelings, someone's going to come around, you're going to want to do it with them non-stop. And going back to what I was saying, that's not practicing abstinence. That's not even halfway close. I hope that wasn't. That's not even halfway close. That's just how I look at it. I've always looked at life from both sides of the fence, from both sides of of a story, and I try to incorporate male nature and everything I've learned in regards to female nature. I just always thought that if someone's trying to preach abstinence to me, they just don't want to do it with me. They'll do it with somebody else, just not with me. And like I said, that does not hurt my feelings. I've had enough sex for one lifetime anyway, but regardless, to conclude this video, if that's what you really want to do, by all means, just know the pros and cons of it. That's the only con I can truly think of. That's the only con that I feel would be, at least in my opinion, I would feel would be important. I don't think anybody wants to be with someone that they can't sexually get themselves off with, because that's when it becomes problematic. And when it becomes problematic, that's when there's infidelities, that's when there's, I guess the synonym of Pookie and Ray Ray scenarios and shit like that. Is what it is. If you're gonna do it, know what you're doing. I'm not saying that, the person I was talking about don't know what they're doing, but I was just speaking in general. This wasn't taking a dig at nobody. But that's all I really had on it. Shout out to Christians. Somebody had to do it. Shout out to Muslims. I think they're great. I can't think of one Muslim person that was not a solid person. I got nothing against anybody who's religious. Unfortunately, it just wasn't for me. That's all I really got. I'll talk to you guys another time. I'm King Jack, and I'm out of here.